with you how come it's actually not effective to only eat fruits and vegetables when it comes to losing weight or preventing that gradual weight gain that happens as we get older, especially for those of us over 40. That would be me. And I want to share with you how come that doesn't work, what you should do instead, and some simple ways to make that happen. Alicia Jones. I love the Lord, I love my family, and I love to help women grow in confidence through a healthy lifestyle. So if that sounds like you, you're in the right place. Make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Pass this along to another woman that you know is either struggling or really wants to up her game when it comes to weight loss, or like many of us, she's getting older and we're trying to prevent that gradual weight gain that happens to those of us over 40 up into the 60s, right? And so I'm going to share with you today, it all comes down to the macronutrients. Now, if that sounds a little bit technical for you, don't worry, we're going to keep it super simple. It's nutrition, okay? Weight loss and weight maintenance all comes down to nutrition. Have you heard that phrase? It is 80% what you do in the kitchen and 20% what you do in the gym. Well, it's true. And so today I want to kind of share with you why. So the first thing is a lot of people start their weight loss journeys by deprivation. I'm not going to eat gluten. I'm not going to eat sugar. I'm not going to eat dairy. Does that sound familiar? I'm not going to, calorie restriction. I'm going to go all the way down to, 1,200 calories. And then we wonder why it doesn't work. Well, that is because it's not sustainable. It's also not sustainable to take out an entire macronutrient. So while I believe that there are many things we can do with our health, taking out like carbs, for example, or fats or proteins is not effective over time, okay? And I don't know about you, but I don't want some short-term solution for my weight, for my health. Okay, I want to lower inflammation, I want to prevent disease, and yes, I want to maintain a healthy weight. Does that sound like something you want to do too? Because if so, you need to know that carbohydrates by themselves, even if they're fruits and vegetables and nutritious, whole foods, plant-based foods, my friend, if you are eating those by themselves without balancing the protein with it, you're spiking your blood sugar. You're turning on that fat storage factory. You've heard of the word insulin probably. You've heard of diabetes. You've heard of metabolic syndrome. You've heard of belly fat, let's just be honest, okay? And I used to have 60 extra pounds of this, so I'm very familiar with what this feels like, with what it looks like, and what it does to the confidence level, and typically it's not fun, okay? So if you're wanting to lose weight, get it off, keep it off, you're gonna wanna stop eating carbs, even the nutritious plant-based ones, all by themselves. Okay, what you want to do, I told you macronutrients at the beginning of this video. What you want to do is bring in proteins, things like string cheese, for example. And you definitely want to bring in some healthy fats, things like nuts, for example, okay? And if you want to make it super simple, you put it all together and do some kind of hidden veggie plus protein snack for yourself, like this muffin right here that I eat almost every day. My boys eat almost every day, because that can be a simple way of putting it all together so you don't have to worry about, wait, did I get my protein? Well, let me show you how simple it can be once you understand the macronutrients, like I said, and once you're aware that, oh my gosh, if you've been eating, a banana for a snack, it's over 20 grams of sugar in a banana. That's a lot of grams of sugar. That's a lot for your body to process. It's a lot of extra calories that probably, most likely, unless you're some super Olympic athlete, will not be burned up in time. And the rest of that energy is going to get stored in your fat cells, okay? And that's not your fault. Please know that's not your fault. It wasn't my fault that I grew up and I kept packing this stuff on and I didn't know how to get rid of it. I had to learn about balancing proteins and carbohydrates. So that's happening to you. This is why, okay? I hope that's helpful for you. Drop a hashtag value down below if that's helpful for you, that piece of information. Now, we want to be building muscle. So in order to do that, we need to eat more protein. Protein builds your muscle cells, it helps keep you full, and a little bit of healthy fat is extremely helpful for keeping you full and for gut health and vitamin and mineral absorption as well. So we all know about gut health, right? It helps to prevent the constipation, it helps to increase immunity, right? Because we know our gut is the home of the immune system. And here's the trick, put them together, okay? Easy, half and half. 1 small apple and 1 string cheese. We are balancing the proteins and the carbohydrates. Or, you know, a half a banana and a handful of nuts, right? Because then you get your protein, carbohydrate, and healthy fat all together. Done, easy. If you want, by the way, a resource guide, go ahead and check out the resources below this video. I have a whole snack list of macronutrient paired snacks, like what I'm sharing with you today. I've already done that for you because I use it, so I put it together for you too. That way you can have it as a resource for yourself. Go ahead and grab that, download it, start using it today. It is so simple. I am sure that you have most of the things in your kitchen already, because nothing I do is fancy. It's all everyday stuff that we all have in our kitchens. It's just learning this one tweak about the balancing of the macronutrients, protein, carbohydrate together. And you'll even see on that snack list examples of, you know, what those are, okay? So that's really, really key. And the other good thing about once you start building more muscle with your protein, right? And you start reducing your fat because you're eating less carbohydrates, fewer carbohydrates, your body burns up the calories and the energy that you're giving it, so it does not store the fat anymore. That's called the fat storage system. It's triggered by insulin. If you want more information about that, let me know. I don't want to get too technical on you today, but I just wanted to kind of give you this overview of what's happening. Once that stops, you turn off the fat storage factory by bringing in your proteins and your carbohydrates together. It's super cool. It's like this physiological hack. Like, why didn't I know this growing up? So if this is new news for you today, I'm so glad that you're here. If this is old news for you and you're like, oh my gosh, I've heard that before, then yes, I hope you're doing it, and I hope you're feeling the energy naturally that comes from balancing that out. So we are getting rid of the fat here. We are building the muscle. And the cool part about that is that muscle burns more calories just by being alive. So when you make these small changes over time, it's like you're building healthy habits. You know, it's like you're building like how boys or girls build with Legos. You know, they build creations with Legos. They build starfighters with Legos. You build your health one healthy habit at a time. You build your energy, you build your confidence, you build your mental clarity, you know, how you show up as a busy woman, as a mom, as you probably work, you know, I work too. And it's a lot sometimes, right? But that's how you can do it. Little changes over time, substitution, not deprivation, okay? It does nobody any good to do some kind of quick fix. And yes, while you can get results from some kind of super, I want to say strict, you know, diet program of some kind, there's nothing wrong with that. Just you have to have a plan for how to keep the weight off. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. That's actually kind of why weight loss and weight maintenance are two sides of the same coin. I've done both of them. I had the first problem. I had the weight gain. That happened over my whole lifetime until I was 34. And then needed to have the weight loss situation. So I did do something that was very, very strict. It's what I'm showing you, just real strict with the macros. And then I also learned how to keep it off, and that's what I've been practicing for the last 6 years. So what I shared with you today is simple, it's sustainable, it is absolutely a reasonable way to lose weight, even if you're already working out, even if you're working with a trainer, and even if you do have a food sensitivity. I mentioned gluten and stuff before. That's a thing for some people. It's a thing for me. I have my own food sensitivities, and our family does too. It's totally okay. You can adjust the macronutrients to suit that for you. So if you have an allergy, soy allergy, wheat allergy, dairy allergy, totally okay. Just know that any macronutrient, you can still find one that's gonna work for you. And you don't have to say, I'm just not gonna eat sugar for 3 months, or I'm just not gonna, you know, eat gluten and dairy for, you know, typically people try things for 3 months at a time. And you know how often people give up? About after the first or second week. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's very, very defeating. So what I wanted to share with you today is encouraging, it's empowering, it's nutrition information made simple that you can just grab from around your kitchen, so that next time you go to grab yourself, you know, a half a banana or an apple or something, remember this video and remember, oh yeah, Alicia said I need to have some protein and some healthy fat in there. Grab yourself a handful of nuts, grab yourself some cheese, or you know, a little, I don't know, rolled up piece of sandwich meat or something that you like as your protein. And if you're totally vegan and eat all plant-based, I get it. I do mostly plant-based myself. Throw protein powder in whatever you're eating. Make muffins like this that's got protein in it, that's got veggies in it, so it saves you time. If you want recipes for this, that resource is down below. There's a great book down there that I wrote that's a whole bunch of my recipes all together. That's everything I showed you done for you.